Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to each one of you to watch this video presentation. Flying to and from the pilgrimage sites, which are located in the hills at high altitudes, is very challenging and demanding in terms of professional skills and competence on the part of the pilots. Our operators, pilots, engineers, technicians, and other supporting staff are doing a great job of facilitating the visit of the pilgrims to these sacred sites. Aviation Safety India has prepared a list of precautions which needs to be taken for the conduct of pilgrimage flying in safe and efficient manner. These precautions are covered in this video presentation. The flying during the pilgrimage season is very hectic, challenging, and demands high standards of professionalism, maturity, and safety consciousness on the part of the pilots, engineers, technicians, and supporting staff. There are many gray areas related to the conduct operation during pilgrimage flying. Hence, it is essential that the operators, pilots, engineers, technicians, and ground support personnel, etc., are aware of the hazards related to the operations at the pilgrimage centers, and they should address these aspects to ensure the safety and efficiency of the operation. Now we'll discuss operations management at the parent base. All the operators need to ensure that the pilots tasked to fly in the hills are competent, cleared, and current in hill flying. The pilots should have undergone necessary air and ground training and clearances as required by DGCA CARS/circulars. Operators should ensure that the SOP applicable to the respective pilgrimage centers are reviewed, updated, and approved by DGCA on as required basis and disseminated to the operating crew members for strict compliance. The accountable manager, chief operating officer, chief pilot should conduct comprehensive briefing for the pilots and joint briefing for the pilots, engineers, technicians, and supporting staff, highlighting the hazards associated with the operations, maintenance, and ground support, strict compliance of DGCA OPS and air safety circulars, and other rules and regulations. During the briefing, special emphasis must be laid on the safety of the operations. Now we'll discuss operations management at the pilgrimage helipads. Base manager / senior pilots need to conduct comprehensive briefing of the pilots, AME, technicians, and ground support staff covering the various do's and don'ts related to the operation, need for the full involvement in ensuring proper coordination of the operation, briefing of passengers, safe boarding and deboarding of passengers, board at the embarkation and disembarkation helipad must be covered. Pilots should plan a joint briefing session with pilots from other operators and get to know about the SOPs being followed, altitude to climb while proceeding to the helipads and returning from the helipads, frequencies to be used for communication, blind or routine calls to report position, sequence of landing and takeoff at the helipads. All the pilots should plan and prepare well for the sortie, keeping in mind the following: current weather reports, synoptic situation, trends, and the pilot should remain in touch with the latest developments on the weather. Pilots should remain alert about the deterioration of the weather and they should transmit to other pilots as well so that everyone is aware and cautious. Surface temperature at the base, destination, density, altitude, power required, reservoir power, and the number of passengers that can be carried safely, depending on weather and power limitations, must be taken into consideration by the pilots while conducting operations. Pilots should keep in mind the wind conditions at base and destination, and they should be aware that winds at Kedarnath are generally tailwinds. Pilots should keep the adverse effect of tailwind in mind while landing at Kedarnath if the tailwinds cannot be avoided. Sudden changes in weather, that is cloud base and visibility, turbulence, updrafts, downdrafts, and change in wind speed and direction are typical weather conditions in the hills. Pilots should be aware at all times about the weather conditions and must take timely appropriate action to avoid flying in bad weather. Pilots must remember that hills and bad weather are deadly combination. The misting of the windshield and windows can take place since the helicopter flies from high temperature to low temperature or, or vice versa throughout the operations. Cockpit demisters should be serviceable and used as per SOP to eliminate the risk of sudden misting. Pilots using goggles also must remember that misting of their goggles or specs can take place with attendant hazards. Analysis of the terrain is very essential for the pilots. The pilots must know the terrain, obstructions and route and around the helipads and requirement of turning radius in the valleys. Pilots must remember that higher the density altitude, higher will be the TS and larger radius of turn. Pilots need to keep a sharp lookout for other helicopters, poles, wires, trolley cables, and even birds. They should not be complacent that birds don't fly at high altitude. Takeoff, approach, and landing at altitudes with high Olaf weight in the hilly terrain demand full alertness and vigilance since margin of safety is reduced considerably. Pilots should keep this aspect in mind. Pilots should be aware of the phenomenon of vortexing, loss of tail rotor effectiveness, and ground resonance. Vortexing conditions are likely to occur during steep approaches with rate of descent more than 300 feet per minute, calm or tailwinds, and IS around transition speed. Pilots should always be aware and alert. Correct altimeter setting in coordination with other helicopters, operators, as per SOP must be ensured. The risk posed by hill shadows, particularly during morning, evening hours, should be known to the pilots. Single pilot flying under such challenging conditions and for long hours duration is quite fatiguing and stressful. Under such conditions, the ability of the pilots to make proper decisions is likely to suffer and their chances of making errors are high. Pilots should not overestimate their capability and should take adequate rest, refreshments, and should not fly if they are feeling stressed or fatigued. Pilots should maintain good situation awareness at all times and never be complacent and overconfident. Pilots must remember that while doing same task repeatedly, they may tend to relax and become overconfident. Please guard against this tendency. Chances of pilots getting into spatial disorientation and consequent loss of situation awareness are high in the hills, even in good visibility conditions due to the nature of the terrain and loss of horizon. Pilots should be familiar with these conditions and take timely action to avoid such situations. Pilots should keep in mind the golden rule in aviation, that is aviate, navigate, communicate and manage. First priority should always be to fly and control the helicopter in any situation. In the hills, it is very difficult to find forced landing fields. Pilots need to keep in mind wherever some clear areas are available. Also, some of the areas may appear clear from higher altitude, but when one descends to lower heights, the appearance may be different than what you expected. Pilots need to be careful about this. The adverse effects of rotor downwash of other helicopters on your helicopter and the downwash of your helicopter on other helicopter, which may lead to loss of height, vibrations, and flapping of the blades oblique wind sailing should be kept in mind. Pilots should not attempt to fly low over other helicopters, particularly whose rotors are turning. The ground staff at both the departure and arrival helipads should be well trained, briefed, competent, and fully involved in ensuring the safe boarding and deboarding of the passengers. Risk of the passengers going toward tail rotor must be known and ground staff and passengers be briefed accordingly. All these aspects must be covered during briefing of the passengers. Pilots should be careful about the rotor disc, which should be level or in such a position that it poses no risk to passengers or ground personnel. Pilots should not allow anyone under the rotors, particularly when the rotors are at low RPM during starting or switching off, to avoid accidents which may be caused due to blade sailing in strong gusty wind conditions. Pilots and ground support personnel should ensure that there are no loose articles like caps, pagris, lungis, gamchas, ladies, dupattas, loose clothing, plastic material, ropes and wires, etc., which can fly around during hover, takeoff and landing. Pilots must monitor the behavior of their helicopter very closely and any changes in engine sound or parameters should not be ignored. Pilots should remember not to exceed the laydown limitations which will stress the helicopter. Now we'll discuss the important requirement of proper communication. It is essential that the pilots are aware of the position of other helicopters. They should give RT calls as per the procedures and ensure proper coordination with other pilots. In addition to the commercial helicopters authorized to operate from the designated helipads, including from Harsil helipad, there may be helicopter traffic from Army, Air Force, and charter helicopters. Pilots should be aware of all the movements of other aircraft oblique helicopters and be always very alert, vigilant, and maintain a good listening watch and lookout. Pilots should have full knowledge of the helicopter traffic from various agencies while entering the valley from Rishikesh to Kedarnath side and returning from Kedarnath to Rishikesh side. The altitude they are maintaining, the side of the valley they are flying, which should be as per the standard operating procedures, giving blind RT calls at designated locations, especially while negotiating blind corners of the valley. Now, another important part is the maintenance. The ME's technicians play a very vital role, especially during such high intensity operations at pilgrimage centers. They need to be very professional and vigilant during maintenance of the helicopter, turnaround servicing, daily inspection, rectification of snags, and refueling, etc. The adverse effect of the following factors should be kept in mind by the AME technicians and pilots. Large number of starts and switch off during pilgrimage operations, frequent takeoff and landings, high power operations, particularly during takeoff and landing, dirty environments, rapid decrease and increase of atmospheric temperature and pressure within short time duration and number of times during flying, stress and fatigue on the engines and components. It is the moral duty of the AME and technicians to be fully involved in ensuring the full airworthiness of the helicopter, and they should not succumb to any company pressures which may lead to compromise on safety. Remember, fuel is life, and special attention should be paid to the refueling. Checking the quality of fuel, signs of any contamination, and proper bonding during refueling operations should be observed. No shortcuts should be taken by the concerned maintenance staff. In the pursuit of completing the task for the day, which is a very hectic schedule, pilots, MEs, technicians, and other supporting staff are liable to take shortcuts or rush through the activities related to their role. All the personnel should be aware of the risk associated with taking shortcuts. Pilots, MEs, and technicians should maintain good professional personal relations, understanding, and mutual respect among themselves, which is essential for safe conduct of operations. Pilots should never fly with snags, however minor it may appear, since what appears to be minor on ground may become major in the air. The pilots must get the snag rectified to their satisfaction, even if it involves delay, and they should not get pressurized for completing number of sorties from anyone, including self. Human factors, which are very important during the conduct of such operations, are going to be discussed now. In general, it is understood that there will be tremendous pressures on the pilots to undertake maximum number of flights due to commercial considerations. Obviously, there will be pressure on the pilots, AMEs, to complete the task to meet the expectation of the operators. The pilots, AME, and technicians should be mentally strong and should not allow any pressure to affect them. The pilots and maintenance staff should learn to always place safety before any other considerations. The peer pressure is another area where pilots tend to get in competition with other operators, oblique pilots, to complete number of sorties more than the others, ignoring weather conditions. One-up syndrome, that is trying to complete more trips than others, even in marginal weather condition, is not in the interest of any pilot or operator, since it has potential of compromising safety. Pilots should resist the pressures which may compromise the safety, and all the pilots operating in that area should be on the same page and keep safety uppermost in their mind. The operators will do well not to create any kind of pressures on the pilots or AMEs directly or indirectly, since it may have major implications on safety. Next, we'll discuss the requirement of administration. Proper communication facilities, accommodation, meals, refreshments, tea, coffee, suitable transport, etc., should be provided to the company personnel by the operators. Ops, maintenance, and marketing staff of the operators should provide all the possible assistance to the pilots, AMEs, and ground staff by ensuring timely operational, maintenance, and administrative support. Company management should ensure that the pilots are not pressurized and decision making should be left to them, since the pilots are the best judge of the situation. It is a known fact that the pilots and AMEs are responsible professionals and will spare no efforts to complete the task within the bounds of safety. Any pressure on them will be counterproductive and may jeopardize safety. The operators are requested to keep this important aspect in mind and should aim to achieve a healthy balance between task completion and safety, giving the safety due importance. There is a definite need for the regulator to provide proper air traffic control, communication, and met facilities at the pilgrimage helipads. The close monitoring by the operations, maintenance, and safety inspectors from DGCA without being overbearing to ensure proper coordination, compliance with rules, regulations, SOPs, and best industry practices will go a long way in enhancing safety of the operations at pilgrimage centers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video presentation. Aviation Safety India cares for the safety of each one of you. We are working overtime to promote safety of aviation operations in the country and are uploading one safety related video every week for the benefit of the aviation personnel. We look forward to your cooperation, support, and guidance to enhance the safety environments in the country. Wishing you all a very happy and safe flying and many happy landings. Jai Hind.